How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today I'm going to be showing you a cool little part from one of my favorite Canadian companies, and that's Great North Performance. And this is their cool little short shifter adapter bushing that converts your stock shifter into a short shifter. If you don't know who Great North Performance is, they're a company based out of Ontario making really high quality parts that a lot of rally teams like to use. So they're tested and abused, and I pretty much got the whole catalog on my car, from end links to lightweight crank pulley, alternator pulley that you can kind of see in the back there, timing belt guide, polyurethane bushings, you name it. It's all top quality. Everything that I've gotten is awesome, and if I ever got a question or problem, they are always on top of it and always get back to you super fast. So cool to support a Canadian company, especially if you're in Canada. And yeah, let's get to installing this guy. So in the package, you don't really get too much, and this is usually how most of their parts come. You get a nice sticker, which is always nice. You get a Allen key with 3 small grub screws, and then the actual piece itself. So this whole kit is actually pretty simple, and just looking at it, it might be a little bit confusing how this actually works. To install this, you only need a few basic little hand tools. You might need a flathead screwdriver, 12mm socket and ratchet, maybe a wrench, and the only kind of specialized tool that you might need is a pair of snap ring pliers and a 5/32 or 4mm punch with a hammer, because we will be having to punch out a roll pin. But that's essentially it. Nothing too special here. So before we start, we're obviously going to have to take off the shifter trim. If you're unsure how to take this off, make sure to check out my other video on how to do this, including removing the center console, shift knob, reverse lockout, etc. So the first thing we're going to have to do, at least on my car, which is a 2009, is remove these plastic screws which hold down this rubber mat. Once those are removed, we can go ahead and remove this. Next, we'll take our 12mm ratchet and socket and 12mm wrench, and we will remove this. Set these aside. So now our shifter lever should be loose. So if your car looks like mine, you might have to just wipe away some of this debris here. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it's rubber or something. But once that's wiped up, you should be able to see the snap ring that holds this lever in place. So hopefully you can see the snap ring here. I'm just looking down on the shifter. Get your snap ring pliers. Go. And now that we have the snap ring removed, you should be able to pull this shifter right out of the socket. There we go. So this will be greasy. Just make sure that you got some paper towel on hand and you don't wipe your hands on your seats. So when this comes out, you want to make sure that this ball or this white piece comes out along with the two O-rings that are attached to it. Next, we want to remove this plastic piece from the ball. Just slides off like that. Make sure not to lose this because we will be reusing this. Next, we'll need to punch out this small roll pin located right here. Alright, so I've gone and got myself a 17mm socket. Just enough that this can rest in it. And we'll see if we can use that to help us punch this out. Got it. Alright, there's the roll pin removed. Set that aside. So now this ball should just slide right off. Okay, so with the shifter out of the car, I can give you a better idea of how this thing actually works. So this is the factory bushing here, ball, whatever you want to call it, which fits on there and sits right at the end, just like that. And as you saw when we pulled it out, this slides on here and fits inside the socket in the car. And as you can see, this piece is quite a bit longer, which gives you the ability to adjust the entire length of this shifter lever. So with this all the way down, it's essentially going to be almost the same as just a stock shifter, but if you want a shorter throw, just slide this and tighten it down with the set screws. So you can essentially adjust this to whatever kind of throw you like, Obviously, you're not going to be able to do something like this because it just won't fit. So that's how this works. And yeah, with the shifter out of the car, it's a good idea to, you can re-lube these if you need to. And just to be clear, you don't have to take the entire shifter out of the car to do this. I just pulled it out just so I could give you a better idea how this actually works. So yeah, you can 100% just do this in the car. You don't have to take this all apart like I did. Alright, so back in the car, got the shifter all assembled and greased. I've got this set maybe 1/2 centimeter to 1 centimeter longer than stock. It should be decently shorter, should be noticeable at least. So we will press this into the socket. Make sure the O-rings stay on. Make sure that's seated all the way down. And next we will take our snap ring pliers. It's probably going to be a little bit tricky. Squeeze that and make sure it's pressed all the way down and fully seated. That should be in place. So you'll know this is done properly when there's no up and down play. This should be super solid. Next, we'll line out the shift fork. We'll get our 12mm bolt. Here. And now we'll just tighten that down. Alright, that's good to go. So next, if you've taken your shifter off, you'll need to feed your reverse lockout back in. And secure it with a pin, or put your reverse lockout back in, whatever, before you shift it out of reverse, or it'll fall down. I'm just gonna secure the pin, or sorry, the reverse lockout with a small Allen key for now, just like that. So I can hold on this. Next, we'll just kind of go through the gears here, make sure nothing's binding. Yeah, so if this is all you're doing, you can go ahead and reinstall your trim, your reverse lockout, and your shift knob, and you're pretty much good to go. You've got yourself an adjustable short shifter that you can adjust here in the car with the 3 Allen screws. You just unscrew those and lengthen this to whatever you want and tighten those back down. So anyways, hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching.